Hi, it's Jordan Teen 1, and today I'll be showing you how to make this new bracelet that's called the Coverlet Bracelet. And here's what it looks like. You can see for this one I have white in the center. It's really just a fishtail design in the middle. And then I have the two colors. I have purple and blue that just intertwine and cross over one another throughout the bracelet. So I think it gives it a really cool look to it. And then let me show you another one that I did. This one I just used two different colors. So I have this neon orange for the center, and then I just have black for the entire outside. So I think it looks cool either way. And the one I'm going to be showing you today is going to be the one here on the left. And you can make it using either the monster tail loom or the rainbow loom. And today I'll be showing it on the rainbow loom. But if you are doing it on the monster tail, you would just use 6 pins in the shape of a rectangle. And then we're going to be doing that same thing on the rainbow loom. We have 6 pins that we'll be using across 2 rows in the shape of a rectangle. Now, as far as your band count goes, you'll probably need somewhere around 150 bands to make the bracelet. So with 3 different colors, I have 50 of each of my colors. And if you're just going to do the 2 colors, then you would need 100 for the outside and 50 for your center. I'm going to place my first band on the 5th pin up on the right hand side of the loom here. And it's going to be my middle color, and it's going to go straight over to the left. And I do want to twist this. It's actually not 100% necessary to twist it, but I'm just going to do that because I think it makes it a little bit tighter. And then I'm going to take my next color, which is purple, and that's going to go from the center pin and come diagonally down and to the left. And I am just going to twist all of this bottom row here. And then I have the blue, which is going from the center diagonally up and to the left. And again, I'll twist this. And now I'm going to take my middle color. I want to place a cap band on the center pin here on the right. So I'm just going to double this on my hook. I'm just going to put it on, twist, and put it back on. And then I'm just going to put it right on the top here. And now I want the lower bands to come up through this cap band. So I'm just going to do them in order here. So I'll just take the blue one first. Whoops, I have to turn my hook around here. I'm going to hold this cap band in place, and I'm going to slide this to the pin above, and then I'm going to go down and get the next one, which is purple, and that's going to come to the pin below. And then I have one more, which is the bottom white band here, so I'm just going to pull that up through, and I'm going to leave that on my hook. I just want to slide this cap band completely off, and then I'm going to put this band right back on. So now this cap band is just in the center here. And now I want to place on another layer, and the bands are going to be laid in that same pattern. So I have the purple at the bottom. Now in the middle here, I want to actually put 2 white on. And then at the top, it's just going to be 1 single blue. And then I'm going to just remove that bottom layer, just 1 band from each pin. So I'm doing it for both sides here. Push that down. And now what I'm going to do is cross the bands, and it's going to be a little bit of a different pattern than what we're going to follow for the whole thing. So for just this layer only, I'm going to cross the bands, and they're going to go inside of the white. So the bottom here is going to move up. It's going to be that long stretch, and then I'm going to reach inside here, and the blue is going to come back down. So we're just crossing over the white here. And then I'm going to put on my next layer, and you can see when we cross there are going to be 2 different colors here on the front and back, so you're always going to follow the right hand side, which I'm calling the front of the bracelet. So we're always going to match up the colors. So I have blue at the bottom, and from now on it's only going to be one band at a time that gets put on. So there's always going to be white in the center and then purple at the top. And then I'm going to remove that bottom layer. So again, you're always just removing one band from each of the pins. And you want to push that down. And from now on, we're going to be doing this other pattern, which is the pattern of the bracelet, because we want the bands to be on the outside. So for this next layer, I am just going to stick on the right-hand side here, and I'm going to take the two white bands. They're just going to slide off of this pin and move to the left-hand side here. Just sit right on the top. Just going to do that as a placeholder. And now once again, I'm going to move the blue here. It's going to do that long stretch up, and then I'm reaching inside and bringing the purple down. And now I can take these two white bands and put them back where they belong over on the right. And then I'm going to add that next layer. So again, I'm following the pattern on the right. So this time purple will be at the bottom, and then the white and blue at the top. And now that bottom layer will come off. Again, it's always just one. So when we move this center band out of the way, that's what allows you to see that crisscross pattern on the outside. And now every row we're going to alternate. So we did the right hand side, and now we're going to do the left. So I'm taking the two bands here on the left, just in the center, and moving them over to the right as a placeholder. And now I'm going to cross these. So the purple will come up and move onto the top here. And then the blue is going to come inside and down. And then these two white can just come right back over. And then we're putting on that layer following the right side. And now the bottom layer comes off. And you can see here this blue is a little bit twisted, so when you take it off, if you see that it looks a little bit twisted, just take an extra second and try and smooth it out. Just makes the bracelet look a little bit nicer. And you always want to keep pushing down. And so since we did the left side the last time, we're going to switch to the right. So these white bands just slide off. And now we can do the crossing. So I'm always starting at the bottom, and then the top one always is coming from the inside and down. And now the center bands can move back over, and we'll add that next layer. So really that's all there is to it. I think it's really not too difficult of a pattern. Just have to remember which side you're working with. Taking off the bottom. And pushing down. And since we did the right side last time, we're going to switch over to the left. So this time the center bands are moving over here, and then the bottom will come up and the top will come down. And now these top two white can go right back over. And then you're going to add that next layer. And then take off the bottom. And again, here I see the purple looks a little bit twisted, so I'm just going to run my hook along it to smooth it out. And push this down here. So I am just going to continue on in this same pattern. So for my next layer, I would move these whites over, do the crossing, move it back, and add the next layer. And then for the next one, do the opposite. So I will just fast forward here, and when the bracelet gets long enough, I will show you how to remove it from the loom. I now have my bracelet to the length that I'd like, and I'm ready to remove it from the loom. So what I'm going to do is take the two bands in the center from the right, and I'm just going to slide those off and move them straight over to the left. And then I want the bottom two white bands to come over the top. And now I'm going to take the purple from the right and move that over to the left, and then also the blue. And I'm going to take my last white band here, and I'm going to place it from this bottom pin to the middle. And then I'm just going to slide these two bands on each pin onto that band. And now I'm going to take this white band, I'm going to move it to the next pin up. And then I'm going to take the two blue bands and slide them on. And now I'm just going to grab both sides of this white band. So just make sure that you hold on to it, don't let it slip off. Get the other side here, and I can pull this up. And then I'm going to take my clip, and I can hook it through this white band on the end. And then on the other side here, you should have a nice circle that you can clip the other end to, and then you will have your bracelet. So I'm just going to leave it unhooked for now, so you can see how it turned out with the white in the center and then the other two colors crossing it. And on the other side here, it's going to look a little bit different just because the colors were opposite, but it's still going to have that X pattern that goes over top of the white. And then here's the other one that I showed you at the beginning. This is where I just used the same color for the outside and had this neon orange in the middle. So I think it looks pretty cool both ways, but I think with the two colors it really brings out that crisscross pattern. You can see how the bands cross over one another. I hope that everyone loves their new coverlet bracelets. You can always leave me comments on YouTube and Facebook. Post pictures of your creations to my Facebook page, and please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on my latest tutorials. You can also find me on Pinterest and Instagram, so please feel free to subscribe to those as well. Thanks for watching!